Yeah, good morning, ma'am. Actually, Harshra is joining.
Okay, Ganesh. Sure.
Sir, 2 minutes, sir. She will join.
Okay. Good morning, ma'am. Actually, Harshra. Yeah, Harshashri. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. She is joining, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay. You are not audible because your mic is mute. Unmute yourself. Pala Mahesh, am I audible? Maheshwar.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, fine, thank you. Okay. Harsha, your voice is not audible, Harshashri. Okay.
Harshashri, unmute yourself, ma.
Good morning, ma'am, and good morning, sir, ma'am. Good morning to one and all. So, actually, one more minute we can wait, like she will join our anchor. So
Sure, Ganesh. Just wait. Ganesh, you want to wait for some more time, or the participants must be waiting?
yes, ma'am. Actually, she our anchor. Okay, ma'am. I'll do one thing. I hope I'm audible to all. So
Yeah,
give me
we
one
can hear.
minute.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, Harsha, you're audible.
Ashishri. Yeah. Please go ahead. Harshashri, you're audible. Please go ahead. Yeah, you can start, Harshashri. Harshashri, am I audible? Hello.
Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
Hello, sir. స్లోగా వినిపిస్తుంది సార్ అందుకని ఓకే ఓకే సార్ Good morning, everyone. Myself, Harshasri, first year MC, Narayana Engineering College, Nellore, Andhra Pradesh. A cordial welcome to all dignitaries, coordinators, Rhino Vision special team, research scholars, professors, resource persons, and students and special guests for this national level 1 week hands-on workshop on React JS organized by Rhino Vision. Let's start the program with prayer song. Now I call upon Divasri Banu to perform prayer song. महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि वसिष्ठवामदेवादिवन्दितमहागणपतिं महादेवसुतं गुरुगृहानुतं महादेवसुतं गुरुगृहानुतं मारकोटिं प्रकाशं शान्तं मारकोटिं प्रकाशं शान्तं महाकाव्याय नाटकप्रियं मूषिकवाहनमोदकप्रियं महाकाव्याय नाटकप्रियं मूषिकवाहनमोदकप्रियं
महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि वसिष्ठवामदेवादिवन्दित महागणपतिम्. Thank you.
Thank you, Divishri.
Thank you, Divishri Banu. Thanks for your performance. Now, I'd like to explain about this program. It is National Youth Council of India and Rhino Vision organizes a national level 1 week workshop on React.js in collaboration with 40 plus engineering colleges. Now, I would like to take a few minutes to speak about Rhino Vision company. Rhino Vision is leading and rapidly developing company that provides web development and other digital solutions to businesses and governments about the country. They were a globally IT consulting firm with extensive experiences delivering end-to-end solutions. They work on wide range to technical projects. Renovation Solution Private Limited helps enterprises with technical solutions and development services. Apart from that, they are involved in EduTech, 400 workshops and 25 hackathons conducted by them enhanced the knowledge of many students to develop their career in the future. And Renovation collaborated with 296 colleges across the country. They trained around 1 lakh students from past 6 years and conducted 100 plus FTPs, which sounds so potential. Now let me take a few minutes to tell about NYC. National Youth Council of India is a youth leading organization founded in the year 2013 and acted as youth development country with the theme of empowering young people to become agent of the change of the development. NYCI is a Guinness Record and government awarding winning organization for creating mass impact to several social causes to society. NYCI believes that young people are the heart of the solutions to the world's greatest challenge. That's why they are dedicated to strength engine system in community to achieve sustainable outcomes in health, education, and political and economical empowerment. NYCI is a platform to build and develop the youth through leadership activities, education, social work initiatives, cultural programs, supports, and opportunities that foster their assets, build healthy community connections, and strengthen their skills and competencies and create the leaders and change makers of the future. Currently, NYCI is leading the wave of change and youth empowerment in India and is doing everything in its power to bring a significant impact on the youth and make the dream of India become a superpower a reality. Now, today we have 40 plus colleges participating in this program. They are Madhuri Venkata Subbarao Engineering College from Telangana, CMR Engineering College from Telangana, PB Siddhartha College of Arts and Science, Vijayawada from Andhra Pradesh, GL Balaji Institute of Telangana Technology and Management, Greater Noida from Uttar Pradesh, Lakhi Reddy Bali Reddy College of Engineering, Malvaram from Andhra Pradesh, Sri Indu College of Engineering and Technology from Telangana, Krishna Sai Gandhi Group of Institutions from Ongole from Andhra Pradesh, Geetam Suf from Telangana, Assam Institute of Information Technology from Maharashtra, Nitish Degree College from Telangana, Sri Indu Institute of Engineering and Technology from Telangana, Andhra, Loyola Institute of Engineering and Technology from Andhra Pradesh, TKR College of Engineering and Technology from Telangana, Angel Institute of Technology and Design from Goa, Manakula Vinayagar Institute of Technology from Puducherry, Brahmadev Dada Mani Institute of Technology Solapur from Maharashtra, CR Reddy College for Engineering from Andhra Pradesh, ASR Degree College from Karnataka, Narayana Engineering College Nellore from Andhra Pradesh, Sasi Institute of Technology Engineering from AP, Vinayas Institute of Engineering for Women for Andhra Pradesh from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana Krishna Reddy Engineering College from Telangana, Bapatla Women's Engineering College from Andhra Pradesh, PES Institute of Technology and Science from Andhra Pradesh, BBR with Vivodaya Institute of Technology and Science from Andhra Pradesh, Nawab Allah Khan College of Engineering and Technology from Telangana, Sri Venkateshwara Engineering College, Suryapet from Telangana, Vishwadaya Engineering College from Andhra Pradesh, Universal College of Engineering, Common from Maharashtra, SVR Engineering College from Andhra Pradesh, Lokmanya Tilak College from Engineering from Maharashtra, Lindi Institute of Engineering and Technology from Andhra Pradesh, Narsarapet Engineering College from Andhra Pradesh, Rao Bahadur Engineering College from Karnataka, Achia Institute of Technology from Karnataka, Don Bosco Institute of Technology from Karnataka, Andhra Engineering College from Andhra Pradesh, G. Narayanamma Institute of Technology and Science from Telangana, Arupadi Vida Institute of Technology from Tamil Nadu, Green Fingers College of Computers and Technology from Maharashtra. Welcome to all these colleges. And now I would like to take a few minutes to speak about our special guest, Sunanda Gundavachala Garu. Sunanda Gundavachala Garu having an enhanced experience in the field of information technology and manufacturing over 3 decades. Ma'am has experience in goal-oriented approach by her core expertise is in operation management, resource management, L&D project management, process implementing quality management, and content development. Sunanda Garu contributed her hard work by working in some professional areas in public sectors and private sectors. Ma'am got certified many respectful titles like the Project Management Profession from PMI, USA, Microsoft Certified Professional in MS Project 2013, and also got many other respectful certifications, which resembles Sunanda Ma'am work and high profile of education. Apart from the technical domain, Ma'am co-authored book on business and made many wonderful publications, which will be helpful for developing good career in such technologies. All these sort of proficient works contributed by Ma'am made her to achieve some respectable positions like the member board of studies for MBA, Swani University College for Women, recognition of excellence award from PMI USA, Women Volunteer of Year award for the year 2013 from PMI PCC. We feel it's our pleasure to have you present in this program, ma'am. Now, I kindly request Sunanda ma'am to address this gathering.
Thank you, Harshasri. That was a wonderful introduction. And I really appreciate your boldness and courage coming in front of so many people and then talking so fluently. Good job, Harshasri.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that. And firstly, let me thank Ganesh for inviting me to be a speaker in this wonderful initiative. I think, Ganesh, what you're doing is really, really commendable. And at a national level, I could see Harshasri, really struggling to read out those 40 colleges list, which is huge. At a national level, you're doing this, and that too free of cost. It's a wonderful initiative, commendable. Keep going. Many more, I think you should be doing in this way. Firstly, you are on the right track from an industry perspective. If I have to say, mean stack and MERN stack are the things in demand today. While colleges, the academic institutions, majority of them still are going with Java, .NET, or some of them going into the AI, machine learning, joining that kind of a bandwagon. However, I think what the industry right now needs is more in terms of having the React, Node, Angular. These are in huge demand. In fact, I would say we are looking for people with experience in these domains, and proper training in this React, Node, Angular, the MERN or the mean stack with experience working on some projects would make a very wonderful career for you. Full stack developers are in great demand because all of us are into web development. The lightweight is what we are looking at because most of them operate on mobile as well these days. So a great initiative. I think all of you should take the maximum value out of this workshop that is going on. From an industry perspective and with the experience that I'm coming in, I would like to, talk about a few things that I expect or what industry expects from the candidates, the students who are either, I understand we have a wide variety, students right from maybe the first year engineering or maybe the graduation to people who have completed their engineering and then, are exploring internships, projects, and all those things. So the first and foremost criteria for anybody, whether it is the students or even for me, I would say, is the ability to learn. Learning never stops. I think that is one fundamental rule that we all should know because the world is changing at such a fast pace that you can't say that, I have learned something and I'm done with it. So if you're done with engineering, that is a stepping stone for you. That's kind of a foothold that you have to climb up further. The technology disruption is so fast that with a blink of the eye, you see a new technology coming in. And if you are not agile enough, and if you're not flexible and adaptable to learn new technologies and move on, you will become very obsolete. So one important criteria for all of you is make sure that you open yourself, always have that mindset where you are willing to learn and then do a lot of self learning also. That is very critical for your growth in the industry. Now the other thing that is important when you are starting out on your career is your ability to quickly shift from one technology to the other. That is what I mean by adaptability and flexibility. And what people look for is your commitment. Maybe in college you're still, thinking about a lot of things and you have a little bit of still that playfulness. But once you start your career, what is important is your commitment, your sincerity, and your commitment in uh, giving your 100%. See, now those days are gone where you need a certain number of years to go to the next level, to the next level. Earlier, there was a cadre, and then you had to spend at least a minimum of 3 years in one phase, and then only you move to the next phase. Now it is not like that. Sky is the limit. It all depends on your potential, how fast you are able to grow, how fast you are able to understand and then perform. And this is the stage where you have all the resources available for you and you can learn and then grow. See, in our organization or any other organization also, we don't really look at whether they're coming with 10 years of experience or 3 years of experience. What we look for is their ability to perform. So performance is the key. So don't think that I'm a first year student, so what can I do? In fact, I have seen a lot of first and second year students also taking that initiative and then learning topics that are there in the next few years and doing projects on their own. So what's important for you is that initiative. You need to be proactive, reach out and do as many projects as possible. Now with the virtual world that we are living in a way it has become easier because you don't really need to go someplace and then do your project. You can sit at your home and then you can do as many projects as possible. And all these things will add value to your resume. the number of projects that you have done, the certifications that you get, and your ability to showcase whatever you have done. So when you attend interviews, what I would suggest is make sure you have the links handy for all the projects that you have done. That's a good way to, impress the interviewer, saying that these are my, accomplishments. You don't need to put it in a detailed way in the CV itself. You can share the link to the GitHub. They might as well just go through that and then they know what you have done. It speaks volumes. So focus on learning and then working on projects. And some very fundamental core values that I would encourage all of you to have is having that right kind of ethics. Don't try to take shortcuts. It is always good to follow whatever rules and principles are there, and then prove yourself by working hard. Your ability to show your commitment to the work that is given to you. See, what industry looks for is the dependability. So we are not looking for, miracles, but we want to be able to depend on you. So it is more of a consistent performance that we are looking for, rather than sudden sprouts or bursts of, some intellectual ability. So be consistent and make sure that you are committed. So whatever is being told to you, if you are able to do that and probably a little more, I think that will stand you in good stead. And like I said, continue to learn, be innovative. All of you are thinking about technology side, so you should be willing to do R&D, lot of R&D. So right now, Brainovision and then the Youth Council, they are doing a program virtually all over India and for free. Don't expect somebody to come and teach you. Now there are so many resources that are available that you can always start doing things by yourself. Self-learning is something that is very, very important. So typically we look at it as, is it a skill problem or is it a will problem? Skill problem can always be solved because we can train you on skills that are needed. But if it is a will problem, so what I mean by will problem is your willingness, your attitude, and your intention to learn and grow. If that is fundamentally lacking, nobody can help you. So make sure that you do not have a will problem and you are willing to learn and go that extra mile. What we look for is that extra effort that you are putting to showcase yourself. From an industry perspective, let me tell you, we would always want to retain good talent. There is depth of good talent. When I say good talent, people who have that initiative to, work hard, do something innovatively and showcase. So when there is good talent, when we spot good talent, we will make sure that you get the right amount of compensation, both in terms of monetary and non-monetary rewards. So all you have to do is just work hard. So all the best. This is a great program. I'm sure Brainovision will do a lot more programs, but it is for you. I think there are hundreds of students out there. It is for you to make good use of the program. I think it's a great opportunity, and the one that industry demands that they have started. So learn and see if you can do more projects using the technologies, because it's not just studying. This is not about marks. That's all done with. What you need to do is practice. Thank you, Ganesh. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, for coming and as well as given for your valuable words. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All the best to all the students, and I would like to take leave. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for your valuable suggestions. And thanks for your presence and you despite your busy schedule to grace this program. Once again, thank you very much.
All the best to all of you. Have a wonderful career. Grow fast, grow well.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Now, I would like to take a few minutes to speak about our resource person, Mr. Balamaheshwar Dundigalla sir. He has 5 years experience in different technologies like Java, Python, PHP, and machine learning, and he working for industry. So we feel it as a pleasure to have you present, sir. And now I kindly request sir to address the gathering.
Hello everyone, good morning. A very warm welcome. Am I audible and is it clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Sir, you are audible, Mahesh.
Yeah. Okay, so that's fine. So now let us go into the topic. First thing, 1 week React workshop on React JS. Let me share my screen for everyone. Yeah, first of all, I thank Ganesh Nag sir for giving me this opportunity. And moving into the topic, React JS. Why we have selected only React JS, not other technologies? We have many emerging technologies in trending nowadays. So why we are moving into the specific topic called as React JS? So what is the purpose of using this React JS? Let us have a glance and then start the session. So now when we move into React JS, so it is what kind of an application? Whether it is a standalone application or a desktop application or else like some other applications, like what the people think they may have some different applications like Android or iOS application, and few may think like different applications. So coming to now, one point we'd be mainly focusing is web application. Nowadays, no one is using the standalone applications such as the desktop application or some apps to be installed in mobile or so on. Such kind of applications people are not showing interest nowadays. So they are mainly focusing on web applications, such that by using this web application, what it would be happen. So when we use a web application, the space in our system, I mean, what are the memory which is allocated in our system that will not be consumed, and it would be accepted from the world,
So,
throughout the world anyway.
yeah, Mahesh, am I audible? So I think so
Yes,
your
yes, sir.
screen PPT is not present, I think so, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so coming into the topic, so when we move into this particular thing, web application. So why we are going into web application is nowadays mainly everyone is only focusing on the web application considered to the other applications. So what is actually a web application build of? Web application can be built using many technologies. Web application can be built using many technologies. So what are those technologies? Let us have a glance over here. So when we move into this thing, first of all, basically when we require to develop a web application, we require HTML, CSS, JS. So these are the basic things in order to develop a web application. So after this, what we do is if you want to do on a website in a very attractive manner, so then thereafter we'd be using some different libraries. We'd be using some different libraries such as React, after that React Native, React JS, and few other things we would be keep on using, right? So after this, or else you'd be using something like ELM, and few other frameworks. What are the frameworks which are there in the current world? We'd be using all of them, but we have to do the React JS because it is very trending. Like many people are using that React JS, and it is easy to learn, right? So let us move into the things, how to develop an application, how to use this React JS, and how to develop the UI component in a very attractive way. So before going to start this React JS, let us start with the HTML, CSS, and JS. So by doing this, we'll be developing a web application. After developing a web application, then we would be going with React.js. So that using the React.js, we would be developing some UI components where it would be in an attractive way and it would be helpful for the people, right? So now let us start with the session about the HTML, CSS, and JS. Right. So let me come back to this thing. So welcome one and all everyone. So now moving into the topic, HTML. So as discussed, for developing a web application, we require all these things we have discussed. So now let us go to the HTML. So what is HTML? Basically, HTML is not a programming language. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It is a markup language. So here what would be happen is we would be having the elements. We'd be having the elements. In the elements, we'd be using these elements. We'd be developing a web applications. So basically, these elements are called as the building blocks of a web page. So how could we say that? So after developing one page, one web page, we'd be understanding what are this web page. Is this really HTML is easy to learn, or else everyone are using this or not? We'd be understanding. So by the end of the session, I'll promise you like whatever the things which we have learned today, that you can find it in the internet, in all the web pages. In all the web pages, we can find it. So now let us start writing this HTML codes. So as discussed, you'd be having an elements. So elements are what do we say is building blocks of an HTML. Elements are represented by the tags. So after this, now what we are doing, what are tools, like what are the prerequisites? What are the prerequisites which are used to write this particular technology or some other thing? So for writing this HTML code or writing this CSS or JS code, you don't require any prerequisites. You just require a notepad and a browser. So browser is something like Google Chrome, Firefox, and Internet Explorer, and few others. Right. So as of now, we are using the Google Chrome browser. So coming to us, we'll be using a text document. Text document as your note, what you say, code editor. Right. So now moving into the topic, you have many editors. You have many editors. So what are the other editors have to write the code? Let us see over here. Right. So when I present my screen over here, so this is what a basic structure. This is what a basic structure of an HTML page. So now moving into the topic, first of all, you'd be having a head tag. You'd be having an HTML tag, opening of an HTML tag, and closing of an HTML tag. So what is of opening tag? Have to open a tag, have to close a tag. We'll see. But this is a basic structure. We'll be having a head part and we'll be having a body part. So in the head part, we'd be describing all the metadata. In the header part, we'd be discussing all the metadata of your application or your page. Right. So coming to the body, whatever the code which you want to display in your page, so those code would be written in the body tag. So now let's move into the next one over here. Have to write this code. So what are the versions? So when we move into the versions, we are having HTML 1991 and first one, and HTML 2.0 which was in 1995, and HTML 3.2 in 1997, and HTML 4.01 so which is in 1999, and coming to HTML5 which was released in 2019, and currently we are using the HTML5. Currently we are using the HTML5 itself, right? So what are the difference between these versions? So in these versions, some changes such as tags. So few tags have been eliminated and few tags have been added, right? So let us move into the HTML5 and see how to write this code right now. So as discussed, you would be having the tags. So what are those tags? Each and every tag I'll explain you. So coming to the editors, where you can write the code. So what do we say is we can write a code in the notepad or else any other text editors or other editors such as Notepad, Notepad++, VS Code, Sublime, Brackets, and Atom. So many other editors are there, right? So we can use any editor. So as we are in a basic stage and in a learning stage, we don't use to say to use all the editors, only use a basic one, the Notepad. So why do we suggest to use a Notepad is it does not give you the automatic suggestions. It doesn't has inbuilt IntelliJ. IntelliJ is nothing but if you're writing some code like H. So with H, what are the tags are there? All the things will be displayed automatically if you use the advanced editors, right? As we are in learning stage, if everything is giving the predictions, we won't remember the code. So that is the reason we suggest to go with a normal notepad. Like when you use a notepad, you can remember the few tags at least. So that is the reason we suggest you to go with a notepad. That's fine. So thereafter, I will write a code in different editors. I'll show you how to write the code in different editors also. Right. So coming to next one, web pages can be created and modified by using the HTML editors. So that's fine. So first one, how do you open a pad and how do you write it is? So first of all, open the notepad in Windows 8, Windows 7, or whatever your PC is there. So where do you find it? Like everyone know how to find the notepad. Press the Windows button, search for the notepad. So and click on it, your notepad would be open. So after opening your notepad, like how to open a notepad and how to do the changes, here is the process. Expecting everyone know how to open this particular notepad and how to write a program. So now let us open a notepad and write a program. So here we do have a sample file. So let me show you how to write a program over here. Right. So here I'm having a program. So switch to the folder wherever you would be creating a project. So right now I am creating a folder over here, a new folder, 1 week STP, right? So this one is what my folder. In this folder, I'd be creating an HTML file. So basically, I need to create a notepad. So right click in the particular folder, click on new text document. According to Windows, right click on new, you'll be getting a text document. So click on text document. So after this, open your document. So after opening a document, you need to write your code over here. So how we would be writing, how to save an HTML, we'll be looking over here. Right. So open the HTML tag. Right. So how do you open this? This is basically called as a complete tag. This is called a tag. So how do you declare a tag? So let us see. So if you're declaring some tag, so open the braces, angular braces, close the angular braces. So in between this, whatever you're writing, that would be considered as a tag. That would be considered as a tag. So basically this is an opening tag. So how do we close a tag? So we close a tag is give the braces, give the slash and close it. So this is how do we close a tag. In between this, as soon as you open the tag, you need to close it. So we declare it here as HTML. Right. So this is what one thing. So now what we say is when you open a tag, you need to close it. So in between this, you need to write a code. So for defaultly for an HTML page, open the HTML tag, close the HTML tag. Whatever you're writing, that should be in between this. Right. And first one is this HTML tag, closing this HTML tag. This should be at the last of the page. So whatever the code you're writing, that should be in this particular page. So thereafter, now what we are going to consider. So as discussed, this is how you write your tags. So after writing your tags, so now let us look into the few tags. So what are the tags are there? What are the functionalities of the tags? How it will really helpful for you people? Let us look over here. So right now, after opening this, open a head tag, close the head tag. Right. I've closed the tags over here right now. So basically, as of now, I'm not giving any meta description. As of now, I'm not giving any meta description for this particular page. So I leave it as a blank over here right now. So coming to next one, open the body tag, close the body tag. So when you go with this body tag, now you in between this, we can write our code. So how to write a code for every program? Basically, we'd be having hello world program. So let us consider the hello world for this also and write it. Right. So right now I'd be writing h1 tag. Open the h1 tag. Right. Write your text over here and close the h1 tag. Right. So this is how we write the code. So basically for the time being, I wrote my only hello world. Right. So this is called as a tag. This is the text. So what would be happen? So when you write a tag, what it would be happen? Like something, if you write in a text in between the tags, what it would be happen? So if you write something in between this tag, so what is the functionality of this tag that would be affected? Let us consider h1. H1 tag stands for the bigger font. H1 tag stands for the bigger font compared to the other like what is the other tags. So I have saved it. So how do you save? So for you people, according to Windows, here you'd be having an option called as file. Click on file, click on save as. When you click on the save as, what would be happened is you would be getting an options called as save and save as. So for the time being, click on save as. If you click on save, your document would be saved as a text document, not as not as an HTML file. So if you want to save it as an HTML file, click on save as. So you would be finding it as save as for Windows on the left side. Right, so click on save as. For you people, you would be getting the two boxes over here in between. So give your file name as hello. So whatever you feel, give your file name over there. So after giving this file name, so right now I'm giving it as hello.html. so in the second box, you would be having something like type as a text document. So here for me, you can find it as text file and all files. For you people too, it would be here itself. First box is your file name, second one your file type. So please don't put it as a text document, so please put it as an all files. So I have selected all files and click on save. So when I do this, come back to my directory, you can check it here. So this is what my HTML file. This is what my HTML file which I have created. So right now you wrote a program. So after writing a program, if you want to execute this, so for your C language or the Java or some other things, you would be having the compilers. So you would be opening your command prompt, or else you would be opening your Turbo C editors, or the Turbo C software, and you'd be editing it. So for the HTML, where do you have for the HTML, where do you have an compiler kind of thing? So for all the HTML files will be executed in the browser itself. So how to execute it? So right click on this file, right click on your HTML file, right click on this file. So open with Google Chrome. So you will be having an option to open with Google Chrome, or else click on open with, select your preferred browser. Select your preferred browser. Right. So when you click on this, it would be open in your browser. So as of now, I don't want to do in that particular way. I do have some privileges issues in my system. So hello.html is my file. Right. So you people can see the output. You people can see the output. Like you have selected your browser. After selecting a browser, your output would be displayed here, and you may get a doubt here. So we wrote a long code. So what are those long code? We wrote an HTML tag, we wrote a body tag, we wrote h1 tag, and all the things are being not displayed. Why only h1 is being displayed, right? Yes. So whatever the tags which you are writing, the tags will not be displayed in the output. What would be happen? Whatever the text which you are writing, only that text would be displayed. Right, only that text would be displayed. The code will not be displayed in your browser. The code will not be displayed in your browser. So this is how we execute a program. So now let us write a few other tags over here. So let me write h2 tag. So basically you would be having h1 tag, h2 tag, h3, h4, h5 and h6. Only this tags would be there. So h1 is a bigger one, h2 a little bit small, h3 a little bit small. In this way the size will be keep on decreased. So let us write over here hello. I close the h2 tag. Right, so I have saved. Right, so I have wrote this code. After writing this particular code, so now I have wrote h1, h2, h3, h4, h5. So after writing this few tags, so now what we are going to consider is, after considering this particular tags, I want to save this document. Just we press Ctrl S. Right, after saving this particular document, so you can come back to your browser and reload it. So after reloading it, you can get the output. So now you got a different outputs. So what are the different outputs? I have not specified any size. So like I want this is bigger font, smaller font. I have not given any font number. But what actually happened, right? What actually has been happened is defaultly HTML already has its predefined functionality. For the h1, the font would be bigger. For the h2, font should be smaller. For the h3, still small. Like it is keep on going. it is keep on going like this. What is happening? Defaultly, the tags has been some particular functionality. So I did not specify anything like H1 should be having a bigger font, H2 should be having a smaller font. In this particular way, I have not specified it, but defaultly these tags have some specific this thing. So that is the reason what has happened is all the tags and sizes are being keep on reduced automatically. So these are what the tags. These are what the tags which we are trying to get the output for using a text. So after getting with the different fonts, so we are done with the different fonts, we are done with one specific editor. So in the same way, you can write all the code in this editor, or else we can use other editors also. So how do you edit with other editors? Like if you want to use a Sublime or Notepad++, Edit++, VS Code, whatever you want, you can use them. So let's go with next one. So now we'll be moving into the VS Code editor. So we'll be going to the VS Code editor over here. So open your file in the VS Code editor. So after opening your code in VS Code editor, there now you can see the difference. There now you can see the difference as what has happened in the HTML in the normal Notepad. What are the code which I wrote? So that is not giving me the suggestions. So as of now here it gives you suggestions. So how it gives you suggestions? So see here right now. So when I wrote H1, so what is happening? It says you have a H1 tag, it is displaying. So when I write it, automatically it is writing the code. So what is happening? It has opened the tag, it has closed the tag. So in this way, when you use the Sublime, it will reduce the user work. It will reduce the user work. So where you have opened the tag, where you have closed the tag, all these things, it will only manage. It will only manage. So now here I write hello. So I save it and I come and reload. Right now I can get my output. Right now I can get my output over here. So this is how you people write the code with the different editors. So after writing with the different editors, so now let's move with the tags. So what are the tags are there? How to get the tags? So let us look over here right now. So when you move into that particular topic, so basically tags are predefined in the HTML. We can't create our own tags. We can't create our own tags. So how to write with these tags and what to do with them? Let us look over here, right? So here is a file where you people already have all the list of tags over here. All the list of tags are there. So let us cover all the tags, right? So now let us move with some text. So right now we have considered only a normal text. So we have given an H1, H2, H3, H4, right? So if you want to give some paragraph, if you want to write some paragraph, so then in this case we'd be writing a tag called as P. P tag stands for the right. P tag stands for your paragraph tag. So right now write your own paragraph. Hello everyone. Hello, welcome to the session. So write this particular thing and save it. Come back to your browser and reload it. You can check the difference over here. You'll be getting something like in the next line, right? So you not got the what do you say? Bigger font you did not got. So now what we do? We want to do some styles for this. So if you want to apply some styles without using some CSS, in the HTML also you have some built-in tags. So those built-in tags are I stands for italic. So when you people go with something like I, let me show you. Let me put I. So I tag stands for the italic. So opening of I tag and closing of I tag at the last. So by doing this, you'll be getting an italic this thing. So let me reload my browser and check the output. So right now the font is a little bit slightly it has been bent. So it is something like you got an italic font. So after this, if you want to get a bold font, so put something like B. B stands for the bold. B stands for the bold. So when you put this B tag, so your font would be getting in a bold. Your font would be getting in the bold. So save it and come back and reload. You got your bold font. So if you want to get an underline, use U. So if you want to get quotations, use Q. So in this way, you have different tags. So let me cover one by one. U stands for the underline. So right in the next line, I'll be writing some underline code. So U. So open the U tag. So in between this, write some text. So I wrote Brain Ocean here. I reloaded it. So now Brain Ocean is in the underline one. So if I want to get something quotations, So if you want to get something quotations, then you need to use Q. So now I put something like write Q over here. In between this Q, write your own text. So whatever the text you want, you can write it. So let us write something like hello world. So save it, come back to your browser and reload it. So after doing with this particular thing, you got this in the quotations. But what we have observed here, both the things are in the same line. So if you want to get it in a different line, so what you need to do? So then in this case, we need to consider a tag called as BR. BR tag stands for the break. BR tag stands for the break. So if I give BR tag over here, so then next one, whatever you're printing here after this, that will be printed in the next line, right? So observe here. So when I do this, after the brain motion, I got hello world in the next line. So now what I want in the hello in one line and world in second line. So then in this case, in between this also, I can write my BR tag. So if I write the BR tag over here, hello would be in the first line and world would be in the second line. So this is how we people put some little bit decorations for your text. So after doing with this, so now what we want to do, so we have learned some little bit of tags. So if you want to put some images, or some background of your these things, so then we need to learn something called as attributes. So what are attributes? So attributes are nothing but in between the tags you would be declaring your attributes. So what are attributes is, here you have a body tag. So let us consider body space BG color. So BG color would be acted as an attribute. So body is a tag, and what are the thing after the tag which you are reading, that would be considered as an attribute. So BG color equal to, so I'd be declaring a color called as blue. You can write your own color, that's up to you. So after this, save the file and come back and reload your page. So by doing this, you'll be getting some color to your background page, right? So this is how you use your attributes. You have many other attributes. So let's see one by one over here. So we have done with the basic text tag over here. After doing with the text tag, so now what we would be considering is, after this text tags, we'll be moving with something called as images. So if you want to place an image, into your application, so then in this case you'll be writing img tag. So when you go with this img tag, it would be having only opening, it will not be having any closing kind of thing. No need to declare again img / closing, so it is not required. So when you write this, will directly image would be placed? No, an image can't be placed directly. So then in this case, we'd be writing some attribute called as src. So src is nothing but from which source you're putting your image, that location should be specified. So if you're putting it from the internet, so we can directly consider that from this particular thing. So if you go with some specific image, so select some your own image over here, right? So after selecting your image, open that image in a new tab. So what are the size it may be there? So select a perfect size, like which is in a full size. Select that size. Right now I'm only putting a small image over here. So instead of this BG color, so if you want to put if you want to put some image, so then in this case image space src, give your image location. So what is your image location is there, so please specify that particular image location, so that particular image would be placed. So let me show you another image over here, as this is a small okay, it's a little bit fine, right? So put this image over here, put the image location over here. So now let us come back to our browser and reload. So now what has happened, that particular image has been placed. If you have observed, I got all my text. After that, now I can see some image also, but the image is a little bit big. So if you want to resize this image, so no need to crop in your some Photoshop or some other thing. So in the HTML, you have some other attributes, so which is called as width and height. So when you use this width and height attributes, your image size can be reduced. So now what shall we do is, so after this source tag, src tag, so we'd be writing some attribute called as height. So height is attribute which we need to write. So and specify your dimensions, whether the 5 pixels or 10 pixels or some 5 centimeters or 2 centimeters, specify it. So right now I'd be writing it as 5 pixels over here, right? So and what is the width you want to consider? So width is equal to, write your width attribute after that, width is equal to, give some specific value over here. So I give it as again 10 pixels. So save it. I come back to my browser and reload it. So if you have observed, the complete image size has been reduced to small. The complete image size has been reduced to very small. So this is how you use your attributes. Right now I have not changed the image. I have not changed any image. So without changing my image itself, I have given some attributes called as width and height. So the image has been changed its size. So now in the same way, if you give a specific number over here, so then it could be modified. So right now I'll be giving it as 150, and here also I'll be giving it as a 150. So it would be a little bit small. So this is how you put your images. So this is how you people put your images over here. So after putting this image, so let us consider we have placed an image from the online directory. So if you want to put some image from your local directory, so let us consider if you have some image in your directory. That image should be placed over here right now. So let me put something like, you know, right now I've copied my all my images over here. I've copied my all my images. After copying these images, come back to your code. So now instead of this link, right? So if you want to write me some other code over here after this, let us write it. So after this, I'm writing my image tag, other image tag. So I need to give a BR tag. If not, the two images will be in the same line. So img src is equal to. So what is your image name and what is the file extension? What is the file extension? We need to check, right? So this is what the file which you are having. So or else select any file and right click on this thing. So click on properties. So what we do is you can check the file name. Along with that, you can check the properties. So it is a .png image. So we need to specify that. So here I'm specifying the image. So 5631. So file name is 5631 and the format is .png. So I save this. If you see here, I'll be getting my bigger image again. So I need to use some attribute called as width and height. So such that it would be reduced small. It would be reduced a little bit small. So let us consider this thing. So I'll be writing some other attribute called as width is equal to. So width is equal to 300 and height is equal to 300. You can specify your own pixels. So I put it as 150 over here and I reload it. So by doing this, image size would be specified a little bit small, right? So after this, now what we are going to consider is, after this we are going to consider about images. So images are done. So you have different kinds of images. You have JPG, PNG and GIF, right? So while putting your image, please check with the extension of the particular image. I mean the format of the particular image. So as of now, I've placed only PNG, and we do have some other images such as GIF over here, right? So you can even place these things. So same code. Let us come back here. So write img src, right? So after this src, yeah. So after this, giving file name. What is the file name? It is one.gif. So 1.gif. So that should be specified in the quotations. So after this, save it, come back to the browser and reload it. So when you reload it, you can see the image. But in this case, what has actually happened? What actually has happened is both these images are together in the same line. So if you want this to be printed in the next line, then you need to use a tag called as BR. So if you use a tag called as BR, what would be happened is we would be having in the next line. So after this tag, immediately I need to write a tag called as BR. So when I write this BR tag, I can reload it and check. Right now I'll be getting a next line. So this is how we people go with the putting of images, putting of your images in an HTML page. So if they are in the same directory, you're placing. If they are in the same directory, we are writing in this particular way. If you have in some other folder, If you have in some other folder, then what we need to do is, let us consider I have created a folder called as image. So in this folder, my images are there. So right now I'll put all my images to over here. Right. So now my images are in this particular directory. I wrote some code called as directly file name I have given here. Right. I come back to my HTML page and reload. Right now you can see here. So whatever the image which I have placed from my local directory, they are not being displayed here. Why? Because it says like that particular file is not there here. That particular file is not available here. So then in this case, what we need to do is, so then in that case, we need to specify the proper directory. So if you observe here, so you can, if you check this particular error message, it says error file not found. So if you observe here, what it says, if you got something like this, so it simply says, so if you take a cursor over here, so it shows you something like this particular file is not available. This is what the error which you're getting. So you can check this over here in the right side. So here it shows you the list of errors in this particular web page. List of errors in this particular web page we can see. So if I clicked on this, I can check my errors, right? So after this, now what we would be doing, right now image is not there, we have understood it. So then in this case, what we'd be doing is, we'd be moving into the directory and specify the directory name over here. So how do you specify the directory name is? So what is your folder name? So see it is image slash your folder name or file name. If you're having some other folder name, you need to specify that folder name. If you have some file, again you need to specify that particular file name. So by doing this, from that specific folder, your file would be loaded, right? So here I've configured the folder name, then my images are loaded back. Then my images are loaded back over here. So this is how we place an image into the particular page. So after placing an image, so if you want to get a video, if you want to place a video into a particular page, so we can use it in a multiple ways. So using an I tag, using an iframe tag, using a video tag, using an embedded tag. So using many ways we can place it. Using many ways we can place this code. So how do you place this particular code is? So let us consider if you want to place some YouTube video. So directly move to the YouTube. Directly go to the YouTube over here. So as soon as you have gone to the YouTube, you can find many videos. So right. So if you find something video over here, if you want this video to be placed, in your particular this thing, so then in this case click on the share. So there they would be giving you an embedded code. So click on this embedded. So copy this embedded code. And if you want to do some specific modifications, like whether your video should be started at some specific point, so specify the point and copy this code. So after copying this code, come back to your HTML code where you are waiting. So paste it over there, come back to your output and reload and check. So that particular video would be placed in your page. So if you are having in your directory, that is different. If you are having in the YouTube, that is different. So what people will do is, maximum they won't put the video in their own directory, because loading of the video, loading of the web page, it takes a little bit memory or memory kind of thing. So that is the reason they directly use some other cloud resources where the video is posted. So from that particular resource, they just give a link over here. So by using this particular link, your video can be played in your web page. The video can be played in the web page. So this is how we embed the video, right? So this is how we embed a video from the YouTube. So if you are having some video in your directory, for that also you do have tags. So we'll see that in the coming these things. So after this particular thing, now let us move. Let us move to the next page over here. So I would be removing this particular iframe video tag over here. So after removing this particular tag, so now what we will be considering, after removing this video, we have done with the image. So after this, so basically when you move to the college websites, if you move to any college website, what would be happened is, we'll be finding something like news. So here, if you move to any college, the news will be keep on scrolling. If you want something news to be scrolled on, so then you need to use a tag called as marquee. So if I write something called as marquee is a tag. Open the marquee tag, close the marquee tag. So in between this, write the text. Welcome to latest news. So by doing this, what would be happen is your text would be scrolled from the left towards right. So if you have observed here in the below, you can see the text is moving automatically. Here I've not used any JavaScript or any other this thing. Without using any script, automatically it is moving. So how it is moving is using a marquee tag. So if you use a marquee tag, what would be happen is your page can be like what are the text which you wrote in the marquee tag, that can be moved from towards one specific direction to other specific direction. So if you want to change the direction, then you need to use an attribute. So what is attribute is direction is an attribute. If you use this direction attribute, what would be happen is you can specify your own direction. Right, direction is equal to, if I put right, so now what would be happen, this text would be moved towards the particular direction. So it will be moved in the right direction, right? So this is how you people go. So after this, if you want people to go with something like basically you would be having the 4 directions, as everyone know, right? So specify your own directions. So if you can put it as up, down, right? So then this particular thing would be scroll towards up. It can be scrolled towards particular up. So thereafter, if you want to go it towards down, so then write it as a down. So this is how you people put your marquee tag. So after putting your marquee tag, so now what we would be considering is after putting a marquee tag, we'd be going with something like let me put it towards the right itself. So if you want to put some specific properties like what is the speed you want, whether it should be stopped or not, so then in this case other attributes are there. So what are the other attributes are behavior. So in that you need to put something like on mouse over equal to, on mouse out equal to. If you put some attributes like that, what would be happen is when you place a cursor on your image or your text, it would be automatically stopped. So this is how you college people would be doing. So this is how your college people would be doing. So let me show it. Yeah, so if you observe here, we'd be writing this particular thing over here. We'd be writing, so let me show you over here. Let me close this marquee tag. This is what my hello page over here. So after this marquee tag, immediately I'd be writing another marquee tag. So in this direction is equal to up. So I'd be writing direction is equal to up. So the direction would be specified. After specifying the direction, you can specify something called as BG color. So if you specify BG color, you'd be getting a background for that particular line. For that particular line, you'd be getting a background color. So after that, what we'll be doing, if you want some pixels, so then you'd be considering pixel size over here. I mean the width for the particular background. So thereafter, what is the scroll amount? So till which particular amount it should be scrolled. So what is the height for that? So what is the behavior? So behavior is equal to alternate. So it means it should be changed. So thereafter, on mouse over is equal to. So what I have said, it should start on mouse out equal to, it should stop. So I have said in this particular way. So here I've given some text over here. So after giving this text, I have saved my document. I just come back to my page and reload it and show you. So observe here right now, it is scrolling a very fast. So why it is scrolling fast? Because based upon the attribute which you have considered over here. So if you give the scroll amount is equal to this one 50, I'll give it as a 50 over here. Then you can check. So if you observe right now, it will go a little bit slow. So if you want still speed to be continued, then you need to reduce this particular number. Then you need to consider this particular number. So based upon this, it would be more. So this is what the thing, right? Now if you have observed here, so what would be happened is if you place a cursor on that, it should be stopped. So then in this case, you would be writing like on mouse over is equal to stop, on mouse out equal to start. So let us write this attribute over here. Right. So save it. So now if I come back to my page and I reload it, now you can check it. So the text is keep on scrolling. When you take the cursor, you observe the text scrolling has been stopped. So this is what your college people would be doing. So this is what the college people would be doing. So these are what the attributes which they would be using. Right. Right. So now here I've considered marquee tag. So here I've considered background. So that is the reason this background is not applied for the complete page. It is only applied for the specific marquee tag. So if I give some width is equal to, if I decrease my width, so then it would be considered into a straight line. So let me decrease my height over here. So instead of this, I put it to 20 pixels. So and width is equal to, I remove this width attribute over here right now. So complete page it would be considered. So if you observe here right now, it is keep on moving. Only in the specific thing I have a little bit of space. I have only a little bit of space. So that is the reason it is not able to scroll up and down. So then I need to change my direction over here. So instead of up, I put it to right over here right now. So in right it would be more. So observe here. So it is being keep on moving towards right. So this is how your college people will do. So it would be more. For the first one, it is not stopping. For the first marquee tag, it is not stopping. But for the second marquee tag, you observe here. When it plays a cursor, it has been automatically stopped. It has been automatically stopped. So this is how your college people would be doing this specific particular block. Right. So after this, now what you do observe here is, so observe these two lines. So in the first line, it is completely moving in a circular manner. So in the second one, what has happened? It is only moving up to a specific block. So it is moving towards left and towards right, it is moving back again. So towards right, it is moving back again. So now in this case, so now if you want people to change the color, so BG color is equal to, so it would be only applied for your marquee tag, not for the complete page. So then in this case, you can, instead of writing your color also, you can get your color code. You can put your color code also. If you want to put it some your own color, you can put your color name. So that particular color would be applied to your page, right? So this is what the thing which people would be doing. So after this, again, you may get a small doubt, like again, only text, not only text. In this particular thing, if you place any anchor tag, if you place any image tag or some other tags, so those things also can be iterated. I mean, those things also can be moved. So how to use them? Let us see over here, right? So let me consider this particular thing. Let us consider one thing over here. Instead of this text over here. So right now, what I'd be doing, I'd be placing some image. So what is that image? img src is equal to. So in the image folder, I have a file called as welcome. So welcome is there and new is also there. So whatever the image you want to put, that you can consider. So let us write some welcome .gif. Right, basically before this, let us go with some other new image. This new.gif. So I'll put something like new.gif. So new.gif. So specify your width and height over here, because it is a large image. We should have some small width, this thing, which is equal to 50. Height is equal to 50. Right. So save it. So now I'll come back here to my page and I reload it. Now you can check here. So the image is still larger. I need to still reduce it. The height, I don't want 50 also. 20 pixels. Save it, come back and I reload it. Right now you can see here, only the image is moving. It says new, it is blinking new. So this is how your people will be giving. So if you have this box in a large way, I mean, if you put it in a column wise or a row wise, so that is up to you. That is how you people design your page. So now it's keep on moving. So as soon as you click on this, you would be getting something like news would be scrolling. When you people click on this, it would be moved to some other page. It should be moved to some other page, right? So how can that would be happen? It can be moved to some other page or some other URL or some other thing. So that should be happen. If you click on something, if it should be navigated to some other page, so then in this case we should consider. So then in this case, we should consider anchor tag. So anchor tag is a tag which is used to connect to the multiple pages, or it is used to connect to the page. So how do you write this anchor tag? So for this anchor tag, we'd be writing something called as A. You don't need to write complete anchor. Write a tag called as A. A. Write an attribute called as href. So href. So when you write this href, what would be happen is you can specify your link over here. You can specify your link over here. So after specifying your link, now what we would be doing is, after specifying, one second, okay. So href, leave it. So we are not specifying any link. So after this, I write something like Google. So I give it some Google. So I've set it as a Google. So come back here and I reload it. So now you can see the Google thing over here, right? But it is being not, when I click on this, nothing is being happen. Only the page is reloading because I have not given any link over here. Here I have not given any link. So in that case, I'll go to Google. So this is what my URL which I've copied. So I came here and I paste it over here. href is equal to, you need to specify your link. You need to specify your link over here. So after specifying your link, now what you people would be doing is, so now I come back to my page. I reload it. So you can find something picture over here, which is in a blue color. So I need to change my background. Like it is already in blue. So I want to put it into, so right now I won't put any attribute. So let me remove this background color for the time being. So save it. Reload it. After doing this, I got some link over here. So when I click on this, it will be moving to Google. It is moving to the Google. So now in this case, what actually is happening? So the page is opening. The page is opening, but it is opening in the same page. So if you want to open it in a new page, then you need to add another attribute called as target is equal to. Target is equal to. So now you need to put it as a new window. So if you write target is equal to new window, what it would be happened is you can open it in the next page. So I reload this. I click on Google. So if you observe right now, this page is opened here, and in this next page, Google has been opened. So now in this case, what we are going to consider, when I click on this, it is opening in the next page. So for you want it to open it in every time in a new page. So then in this case, what we need to consider is, we need to consider target is equal to blank, underscore blank. So by doing this target is equal to underscore blank, what it would be happen when you open a page, each and every time a new tab would be open. So see here, when I click on Google, it has opened a new tab. Again I click on Google, it is opening again in a new tab. So when you use this underscore blank, what would be happen is each and every time it can be opened in a new tab. Again and again it can be opened in a new tab. So when you go with new window, the immediate next page, next window, what is it? In that particular page only it would be open. But when you go with underscore blank, it would be open again and again in a new page. So this is how we go with this particular anchor tag. So anchor tag can be used for placing a links, or else if you have some HTML pages in your directory. So here I do have some of the HTML pages. Let us consider. So here I have some. I have 4 pages which I've copied into my directory. So these are what my 4 pages. So I want these 4 pages to be open from the main page. So then in this case, what I'd be doing is, let us consider these are the 4 different pages. So I'd be writing something like observe here. In the starting, let us write. So here I write something like anchor tag. Right. So when I write this anchor tag, the complete code would be affected. So let me write it for the time being. Target is equal to new window. Don't want to put new window. Let me give something like right now this tag percentile NBSP stands for no break space. So if you want to give some space between from word to another word, then use another tag called as percentile NBSP. So when you go with this thing, what would be happen is you would be getting a space between some tag to tag. So percentile NBSP, no break space. NBSP stands for no break space. So I have given it for the 4 tags over here. So I'm giving it as first one. I write it as home page. So same page I can give my link. So if I want to give some contact page, I write some contact over here. Contact page I'd be giving. So if I want to give some other page, so then in this case, I'd be writing something like let us write something like profile page, and here some other page. If you want to put some other message like message, so this is what the thing. So now when I come back here and reload my page, you can see the output. So when I come back here and reload it, you can see the output. So here let us scroll it up. So you can see this 4 images. So let me give some BR tag over here, so that the image will be coming in the next line. So BR, I command and reload. So right now I got my home, contact, profile, and so on. So then in this case, so now what we are going to consider, so here we are going to consider so I open the market tag, here close it. So if I want that links to be scrolled, then I'll be writing here. So BG color is equal to blue, not blue, let us put it as green. And width is equal to, don't write width, height is equal to 30 pixels. So after this, now what we'll be doing, so let us write some scroll amount here. Scroll amount is equal to, in the quotations, I want to put it as a 10. So that's fine. So now observe here, I saved it, I come back to my page and I reload it. As soon as I reload it here, you can check. So all my things have been scrolling. So if I don't want to scroll, I'll give scroll amount is equal to 2. So you can see it is scrolling a little bit slow. So if you don't want that to be scrolled, you can use it some other way. So right now, as of your understanding, I'm just using it in a marquee tag, like it could be displayed here, highlighted. So I can see here, it is completely moving. So if I want to click on home page, if I want to go to home, I click on this. If I want to go to contact page, I click on this. If I want to go to profile, I'll be clicking on this particular link. So now what I'll be doing, I need to specify the file names. So here I'm having 4 files. So one is BG color, in, and H. So let me specify those 3 pages. in.html, bg.html, and the other file name is, it's BG color. So BG scroll. So I save it. Now I come back to my page over here and I reload it. So now observe. So now I can see these links. So when I click on this particular link, it has been opened. That particular space has been opened. So when I click on the other profile page, so the specific profile page has been opened. So when I click on another page over here, message page, that particular page would be open. So this is how we people link one page to other page. So if you want link from one page to another page, then we'll be going with anchor tag. So now, why is this anchor tag useful for us? Is this anchor tag really useful for us? Yes. So how it would be useful? So if you're learning a coding or if you're not learning a coding, so then in this case, we'd be understanding about the scenario, how it would be really helpful in your real world. So when you people are clicking on a particular link, so we just blindly click on it. So when you people go to some internet and if you try to download the songs or some other thing, what would be happen is you'd be redirected to some other virus pages. You'd be redirected to some other virus pages or some ad pages. So we don't know, like, you're being redirected. So then in this case, what you people need to do is, so if you people, when you're clicking on, when you have some download button over here or download link, so when you click on this particular link, when you take the cursor on the link over here, in the below corner, in the top, in the bottom left, in the below corner, you can find the link to which particular page it is going. So if you observe here, when I put this Google, so you can see in the below left corner, https www.google.com. So it says this particular link is going to google.com. So okay, it is verified. I mean, you can check. So if you think like if you understand like where this link is going, so whether it's a correct one or not, whether this link is correct one or not, whether it belongs to this domain or not, if you want to know, so then in this case, if you place a cursor onto that particular link, in the bottom left side, you can check the link to which page it is going. So based upon that, whether that link can be clicked or not, you can understand. So in this way, the tags should be there. So as of now, we have learned with an anchor tag, HTML tag, HTML tag, body tag, image tag, marquee tag, and so on. So you do have many other tags. So here, what the tags are, there is big tag, BR tag, center tag, and few other tags are there. So before explaining all of these things, so let us look into some few tags. Let us look into few tags. So it's really helpful. So everyone know HTML. So where it is used and how it is used. Let us look over here right now. So let us consider one of the college name, any one of the college. Can anyone say your college name, please? Anyone in the meeting? One college name, please. Sorry.
GL Bajaj Engineering College. GL Bajaj Engineering College. glbitem.org.
G.
GLBITM.
Yes. So let us consider. Don't take in another way. Don't like consider this in a wrong way. This is an example for the students how it can be helpful. Don't consider I'm only taking one college or some other thing. I'm showing some code. So observe here. So whatever the code which we have learned, till date, I mean till now. So you can check all the code over here. So this is what the website which we are viewing right now. So by doing some specific code, you can get the complete website source code over here. So this is what the website source code. So now what the tags which we have learned? We have learned the h1 tag. So find h1 over here. So this person has not used the h1 tag, this website. So let us search for the HTML tag, right? So HTML tag is declared. If you have observed, this HTML tag is declared. So we have learned image tag. So what we have done, let us check whether these people have used the HTML image tag or not. IMG. So what is the tag? It is IMG. So image tag is not used because they have used the CSS and some other thing. So that is the reason images are placed from the CSS directly. So what the other tag we have done? We have learned for the h1 tag, anchor tag, and so on. So let us look for the anchor tag. So A tag stands for the anchor. As we declared, A tag stands for the anchor, href. So when I go with this href, it shows. So which particular page this particular link is in, right? So now let us see. So before even not showing, let me show it some part. So when I click on this about, it is moving to some specific page. So when I click on this event, it is going to events page. So as discussed, this is an anchor tag. So if you want to find out the specific block of this code, so let us consider what this particular website is developed, what are the tags they have developed. So if you want to know the source code of this particular thing, so then in this case, and please don't mind, I'm not showing to decode this website. I'm showing how to learn, how to develop a website. I'm showing it. Don't consider it in the wrong way. So let us consider this code. So right now, whether it's a text or whether it's an anchor tag, I don't know. I want to learn it. So go to some specific part, right click on it, click on inspect. So by doing this inspect, what would be happen? It shows you whether it's an image, whether it is an anchor tag, whether it is on some other tag, it shows you. So let us consider I've clicked on this, I've clicked inspect. So I can find a block of code over here. I click right click, I click on edit as HTML. So this is what the code they have wrote. This is what the code they have wrote. So let us see here right now. So here they wrote anchor tag A href. So they are redirecting to a page called as events.axp. So axp stands for the .NET. So this website is developed in the .NET. So to specific ID they are transferring. So this is ID is nothing but for the CSS and for the things we'll be using this ID. So we'd be like you can skip it. So this is how they wrote the code of that particular event button. So if you want to get some other code, so let us consider they have placed an image over here. So let us go. So here is an image called as Facebook or some other thing called as IBM. Whether this is an image or whether it is a text, we won't understand. So then in this case, right click over here, click on inspect. So you can see here. So this is what the code which they have written here. So I edited the code over here. I delete it. So by doing it, it would be disappeared. But it will not be for the completely. It will be only for a temporary, for understanding. For our understanding, we have done it. So we come here, we paste it here. You can see here. So what is happening? So image code they wrote, src attribute they have used. So all their images are in uploads folder, in image folder. The file name is this one. So how could we open this right now? So then let us copy this directory. I copy this directory. I paste it over here. So now I copy this URL. After this URL, so some domain name / this URL name I'll put. So I can find this image. I can find this image in this particular position. So from this specific directory, they have placed the image. So let us consider this is what the image. So in some cases we can view all the images, and if the directory is not having the permissions, then we can't view. So right now I've removed the file name. I'm directly trying to move into the directory. So here this particular resource has been forbidden. So it means we can't see all the images in this directory. In some cases, if you remove the file name and if you directly point to a directory, we can find out what are the other images are in this particular directory, right? So this is how you find out a code. So this is how you find out a code of a specific block. So when I reload it again, you can get the code over here. So we can check the image. It has been rolled back. So if you want to learn, some thing how they have done over here, what is the thing they have done, so then in this case right click on this particular block or what are the code which you want to understand from which particular thing they are doing it. So then right click, inspect, so you can get the code over here. So this particular block you can get code of this thing. So here they use the h2 tag. So as discussed what we have said, h1 tag, h2 tags are used. So here they have used the h2 tag. So for this highlight text, so they have used a tag called as h2. So in this way they have used many other tags. So as we are in the starting stage, I can't directly explain all the tags. What is a div tag, what is a class, what is this, I can't explain all the things at a time. So these are what the basic tags, and we need to complete all the other basic tags. If we complete this basic tags, we can understand how to develop a website. So what are the tags which they have used, so what is the purpose, so at which particular thing they have used. If you want to get this box, what is the thing they have done. So if you want a table, if you want a table or if you want a form, so all these things, if you want to get all these things, what are the tags which they have used. So those things we can understand here. So I'd be sharing this PDF. So where all the tags would be there, you can copy this tags, paste it in your text document, your HTML page, save it. You can come back and reload it. So in this particular way, we can learn all the tags. So here I have not completed all the tags over here. So for the time being, we'll wind up the session over here. And for the next session, we'll continue time possible, try to cover out this, or else we'll move with the CSS. For you, everyone, this particular PDF file would be mailed to your registered mail IDs. All this file would be mailed. In this link, you have the complete HTML tags from starting till ending. What is the tag is there? So let me explain you the structure of this page. So here, what is a tag? So what it is called as, an example of that particular tag, an output of this particular tag. So in this way, you can copy this tag source code, and you can get the output in your pages. So this is how you can do it. So everyone can practice this code. Everyone can practice the code by using this particular tags. So as of now, if anyone have any other doubts on the topic which I have covered, so you can ask me. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the day. Thank you for your valuable time. So it's a time for the doubts.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
Mahesh. So yeah, dear sir, ma'am, anyone having questions, general questions? Okay, so fine. So generally, this like PPT, whatever the document we share to you and as well as in our groups, Telegram groups. So in some time, okay. So other thing is just practice everyone, whatever the links we are sharing, and tomorrow onwards we'll provide you the daily assignments. Yeah, yeah, Harsha.
Thank you, sir, for the session on HTML. This was highlighted with knowledge, and now I request all the participants, whoever has queries, to put forward. Can feel free to ask that, put in chat box.
Okay, done, sir. Actually, no softwares is no need to install as of now for today, and so everyone please practice. So HTML and all. I know if everyone knows, many people I know that like if you know already HTML and CSS. Okay. So tomorrow also we briefed about CSS and JavaScript, because whatever the if you want to learn React.js, basics should be very strong. So like this is the reason these 2 days like we'll teach the basics first, okay, for everyone, because this program is to zero from you can everyone start from zero, that right. So that is the reason we are keeping HTML, CSS, and JavaScript first, and third onwards like you learn, okay, so React.js and whatever the other basics. So yeah, any of the students is here in these groups, or anyone general questions, sir, like from the student point of view? So can we get the day-wise content? So day-wise content, yeah, definitely I'll share, sir. So I'll share you in that group, in our groups. Okay, thank you. And the same time, please subscribe Brainer Vision. Automatically, you'll get live. So tomorrow, from tomorrow also, I'm almost so everyone done. I think so. If not, yes, just subscribe Brainer Vision, and automatically tomorrow 9:30. So our class will start. So once you subscribe and once you come to YouTube at 9:15 and 9:20, okay, you can able to see the live there. So who subscribed, for them only you can able to see the live, or else like might be you get links from your colleges, that also you can go through that. Okay, so fine, thank you.